Remember when you were 20 and you could eat anything without gaining a pound? But now that you're over 30, it feels like even sniffing a donut goes straight to your gut. But here's the truth. It's probably not because of a slow metabolism. In this video, I'm breaking down the 5 real reasons why most men over 30 struggle to lose belly fat, and more importantly, how to exactly fix each one. Let's go. Okay guys, I'm gonna come out firing. What if I told you from age 20 to age 60 that your metabolism actually doesn't really slow down? Would you believe me? Probably not, right? But it's true. And I know what you're thinking, and you're probably screaming at me right now saying, well, I can't lose weight at age 35 or 40, like whatever age you are, compared to age 20. Well, that's true, and it is harder for men over 30 to lose weight, but it's not because of a slow metabolism. And there's actually 5 main factors that are holding you back. And I'm going to talk about how to really get over those factors, break them down. That way you can lose the belly and actually keep it off for life. And the good news for you, it's actually a lot more simple than you think. Now let's get into these 5 reasons right now. Reason number 1, you move less and you have a lot less energy now that you're older. Now think back to your 20s. Like, I don't know about you, but I remember kind of like staying out late some nights, like say 3, 4 in the morning, waking up at 9 o'clock, and I'm fine. I'm gonna rally and I'm ready to go for that day. But now most days, like I wake up a lot more tired, lethargic, and maybe some days you might feel like you're even hanging on by a thread in terms of your energy levels. Well, weight loss, guys, is pretty simple. It's calories in versus calories out. And if you're always tired and you're not moving around a lot compared to when you were in your 20s, whether you know it or not, that's going to directly impact the number on the scale and has absolutely nothing to do with the slow metabolism. So the fix is very simple, but it's not easy. And there's 2 main things that you want to do to increase the calories out part of the equation. Number 1, of course, is this simple one. Just move more. So go for more walks, move around the best you can. That's also going to increase how many calories you're burning. But the second thing, and most important thing, is you want to focus on good quality foods at least 80% of the time. Because if you're eating a lot of shit and like junk food, it's going to translate to you being pretty lethargic and not having a lot of energy. But if you combine those good quality food sources with plan strategic walking more, it's going to impact the calories out part of the equation, which makes weight loss a lot more easier and manageable to do because you could be eating the exact same thing from, let's say, age 20 to 40. So the calories are the same, but if your calories out is way down at 40 compared to 20, you're going to gain weight. So we need to increase this number on the scale to help compensate for that. So that's reason number 1. Reason number 2, you're busy, which leads to an inconsistent routine. Now think back to your early 20s when life was good, right? Like, let's say maybe you were in college working part-time, or maybe you even didn't go to college and you were working 8 hours a day, but you had a lot more free time on your hands because maybe you didn't have a family or you didn't have a girlfriend yet. But now in your 30s, 40s, or maybe 50s, let's say you have a family, you have a partner, you have more responsibilities at your job, you have maybe to travel for your job. Because you're busy, it leads to those inconsistent routines, and maybe some weeks are great, but some weeks are not great at all. But here's the thing, guys. It's not about having those great weeks. It's about stacking good week over good week and being consistent with it. And the baseball analogy I always love to give is, like, just think, right? If a player absolutely bombs like 2 months of the season and they do pretty well for the other, let's say 5 months, they're gonna have a pretty low to mediocre average, right? But if they have a bad like week or two, and for the most part they're pretty consistent after that, they're gonna have a pretty damn good season. So the key for you is try to be as consistent as you can, even though life might get in the way. And the fix for that is you have to plan out 3 to 5 things that you stick to no matter what. So let's say maybe it's like 3 workouts a week. Maybe it's having 140 grams of protein a day. Maybe it's no more than 2,500 calories a day. Like whatever it is, you have to build out 3 to 5 things, make them non-negotiable. Because if you just try to wing things, especially as you get older and you have a lot more responsibilities, you have families, you have jobs, like all that sort of things, then it's going to be a lot harder to be consistent with that routine. So you have to plan and map out those 3 to 5 non-negotiable things, and you have to stick and do them no matter what. Reason number 3, more stress, less sleep. Now, again, for me and myself, my early 20s, like I was kind of living the dream in a sense, and I'm sure you did as well, where I was working a little bit, but I really didn't have a ton of stress on my mind. And I was a single guy who really kind of did what I wanted. And my main mentality in my early 20s was essentially just have fun. But now, and I'm sure you can relate to this, now that I'm turning 35 in just a couple weeks, which is pretty crazy, I have a lot more responsibilities, which makes it a lot more stressful. And I probably don't sleep as much. Like I'm paying a mortgage by myself. I'm trying to balance out my girlfriend, hanging out with friends, taxes, bills, like all these sort of things start to add up. And that usually causes for a lot of stress and a lot of lack of sleep for a lot of men. And if you're going through the same thing, well, this is going to directly impact your results because number one, the more stress you have and the less sleep you have, you're simply going to have higher hunger cravings. And again, analogy I like to give is it's almost like trying to run a marathon uphill. Like if your stress is high and your sleep is crap, it just makes it that much more difficult to do. And the second thing is if you actually sleep pretty poorly and your stress is high, it's actually going to lower your testosterone levels, which yes, and in turn can slow down your metabolism, but your metabolism doesn't slow down because of age. Does that kind of make sense? So your big fix here is if you're stressed and you're not sleeping a lot, well, the very simple answer for me is like, don't stress out and sleep better. But like, we obviously got to break it down a lot more than that. Try to prioritize sleep for sure. But in terms of stress, try to do things that are soothing and make you happy. Like for me, it's golfing, even though I'm kind of pissed off 90% of the time on the course, but do things that make you happy, that relieve stress, because the better space you're in mentally and the more sleep you're going to have, the better results you're going to see when it comes to losing fat as it kind of translates to the weight room and into, your eating choices. Reason number four, you're not as aware as your calorie intake. Now, I'm sure you can really resonate with this. Like when you get to your late 20s, 30s, 40s, there's a shitload more of a social events that you typically go to, right? Whether it's like birthday parties, like, your friends' baby stuff, or just get togethers with your partner's families. Like it seems pretty endless a lot of times, right? And what happens when you go to those social events? There's food, and there's drinks there, right? And a lot of the times, it's not that we like absolutely binge drink or binge eat. Like that's obviously not great. But what happens is we typically have like, okay, I'll have a couple beers here, and I'll have some nachos. I'll pick away at that. And if you do it like a couple times, it's not the end of the world. But if we have so many of these events and we're constantly doing that, and we're really not aware of how many calories we're taking in, well, I guarantee you're driving back a lot more calories than you think. And maybe you're thinking like, hey, I'm not losing weight, but I'm having like 1,800 calories a day. Well, newsflash for you, you're probably not having 1,800 calories a day, and you're probably way higher in calories than you actually think. So the fix for this, again, is pretty simple. You want to make sure you plan and track everything out, at least for a few weeks. That way you know exactly what you're eating. And if you do have like a higher calorie day every single week, because for myself, that's typically the case, I'll just kind of like self-inflicted because I'm a football guy. Pizza and whiskey on Sundays. I'm sure you relate to that if you're a football fan. But if you do have that higher calorie day, what you want to do is just manipulate the calories the other 6 days of the week. And if you want to learn how to do that, I have a free guide called the Weekend Warrior. I'll put it in the pinned comment below. Download it. It's 100% yours for free. Reason number five, you're comfortable. Now, I'm going to say something that might hit a nerve, and I apologize if it does, and I don't mean to come across as this way, but a lot of guys, they tend to stay with the same girl, not because they are truly in love with that girl, but it's because they are comfortable and they're content in that relationship. Like deep down, they know that there's probably a better girl out there and they want to change the relationship, but at the same time, they're thinking the other side, change is scary. It's emotional going through the breakup, and you never know what's going to happen because you might be thinking like I might not be able to find another girl. So the result is you stay in the relationship even though you're truly deep down not happy. Now let's apply the same principles to fat loss. Like in your 20s, you're probably super motivated and you probably weren't comfortable in life yet, right? Like you're probably trying to find your career, you're probably trying to find like a partner, and overall you had a lot to prove and you were highly motivated. But now let's say in your 30s and 40s, you have a family, maybe you have a partner, and you're kind of settled in. You have no drive essentially that's going to make you get outside your comfort zone. You want to change deep down. The problem is you just can't do it on a consistent basis. Consistent being the key word, because there's probably many times where you've started and then stopped, started and then stopped. Again, deep down, you want to change, but you just don't want to put in the work. And truly deep down, you're wondering, like, is this going to be worth it? Well, the fix is actually super simple here, guys. And I tell this all the times, all the time. If you really want to change and get outside your comfort zone, you have to find a deep reason why it is important to you. Like, if you're just kind of going off like, hey, I want to look and feel better, that's not good enough. And that's probably why you're stuck in this vicious cycle of maybe losing fat, gaining fat, losing fat, gaining fat. You need to find a deep reason why, like whether in your 30s, 40s, 50s, that's going to truly motivate you. Like, is it because you want to be the role model for your friends and family? Is it because you have to lower your, maybe your high blood pressure? Like, whatever it is, you have to find something that's going to drive you, because if you don't, you're going to stay comfortable and you're going to stay content. So you have to have a chip on your shoulder, and you have to be working towards something that is extremely important to you. Now, I made a video that took you through the 3 stages of losing all your belly fat. Like, I go in depth. I don't leave no stone unturned. So if you want to watch that, check it out right here. Please like, please subscribe if you found this video helpful, and make sure to check out the free Weekend Warrior guide that will tell you exactly how to set your calories up with 1 higher calorie day per week. Thanks for watching, guys.